Hello and welcome to today's exercise of the day. We're going to be doing one leg circle. So I'm going to come down onto the mat. We're going to start in our back setup position. So I've got my feet flat on the floor, knees to ceiling. You can start with them together and step your heels out, step your toes out so they're hip distance apart. I've got arms relaxed down by my side. I've got my back relaxed into the mat. Eyes are looking straight up to the ceiling. Abs are engaged. Pelvic floor is engaged, and I've got my back in neutral, so I've got that little natural gap, that little curve under my lower back. We're going to inhale here, and we're going to exhale to lift one leg up straight up to the ceiling, so the toes are pointing towards the ceiling. As you do that, you'll feel your lower back imprint on the floor. That's absolutely fine. Let's start with some calf stretches. We're going to point and flex, point and flex. And let's start circling that foot around the ankle joint. And change directions. Let's hold the legs still. I want you to take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, start circling the leg around the hip joint. Inhale to bring it back. We're going to do 5 in each direction. You want the other hip to stay still, so feel free to place one hand on top of the other hip just to give you some feedback. And you're very welcome to make that movement smaller or wider depending on how comfortable it feels. Once you've done 5 in one direction, we're going to pause. We're going to start circling in the other direction. Now, if you find you've got a clicky hip or this doesn't feel that comfortable, you're very welcome to work with a band, and that often solves the problem. We'll demonstrate another version of this afterwards as well, which can also help you have a clicky hip. Once you've done 5 in this second direction, I want you to hug your knee into your chest. Then let's slide the other leg away along the mat, so it's just relaxed along the mat. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. Then use your opposite hand to pull that bent knee across your body. Stretch your free arm out to the side and turn your head to face your outstretched arm. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in and out there in this stretch. And let's come back to our back setup position. So feet flat on the floor, again, hip distance apart. Abs turned on, pelvic floor turned on, your back in neutral. Let's take the other leg straight up to the ceiling and start with those calf stretches. So we're going to point and flex, point and flex. And start circling the foot around the ankle joint. Let's change directions. Let's hold that still. We're going to inhale here. We're going to exhale as we start circling the leg around the hip joint. Inhale to bring it back. Keeping that other hip nice and still. Using your breathing as you circle round. Once you've done 5 in this direction, we're going to pause. We're going to start circling in the other direction. Once you've done 5 in the second direction, we're going to hug that knee into our chest. Slide the other leg away along the mat so that's nice and relaxed, and take some lovely deep breaths in and out there. Place your opposite hand on top of that bent knee and use it to pull the bent knee across the body. Stretch your free arm out to the side and turn your head to face that outstretched arm as you take a few deep breaths in this stretch. And I'm going to bring that back to that setup position. I'm just going to push myself up for a moment. So the one leg circle is really good for hip mobility. We use all of our leg muscles to do it. If you don't find it comfortable working on your back like that, I'm just going to demonstrate another version of the one leg circle, which we use often in class, which is our side lying version. So I'm going to come down onto my side, head resting on my lower arm, lovely straight down from fingertips down to toes. You can have your hand in front for support, you can have it up on your thigh or on your hip, whichever is most comfortable. But you want those hips to be stacked and you want your shoulders to be stacked. I'm going to slightly bend that lower leg to give myself a little bit of support and take my top leg up to hip height. I'm going to inhale here, I'm going to exhale, so I start circling my leg round. inhale to bring it back. I'll just demonstrate this on one side, but if you prefer to do this version, please do it on both sides so that you're even. I'm going to do 5 circles in one direction, and then pause, and then do 5 circles in the other direction. Once I'm finished, I'm going to lower that leg down, bend both of my knees in towards me, and pat that out. I'm just going to bring myself up to seated. So that's our one leg circle for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me again on your mat tomorrow for our next exercise of the day. Bye-bye.